Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Wow, you remember that first slide that Jim showed, and turned out that those people in an ocean and had a little green and blue in the different bathing suits or whatever. When he asked the question, what do you see there? I sat there and looked at it. I said, that looked like bubbles of beer about 2 in the morning at the White Horse Tavern in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. When it took me 5.5 years to graduate from LSU, and 4 of the 5.5 years I was a Miller Beer campus representative. It did not remind me of the last Ironman I ran, okay? Boy, I tell you what, I don't know about you guys, but I just think today has been incredible. Today's been a day of transformation. And if you've ever heard me talk before, you've heard me talk about the difference between the process of sponsorship or recruitment, a lot of people refer to it, and the process of enrollment. And the difference when we're bringing a new consultant into the business is you recruit somebody when you get a C number. You go through the mechanical procurement of the credit card, they put in their name, address, telephone number, and all that, and all of a sudden they're a consultant. But you enroll a consultant when they believe that what Ambit Energy has will get them what they want in life. Find out what it is somebody wants and show them how Ambit Energy will get it for them, enroll them in their why, understand their why, and what will happen as a result of that is you'll get somebody that's engaged in the business. But I want to throw it at you just a little bit different. I want to talk about the past, you know, Ambit Energy and Jerry's and Chris's and John's great leadership. And I want to take you back to the very early days when you first joined Ambit Energy. Now, some of us, for Philip and Steve and Chris and Debbie, myself and several others have been in this business for 11, 12, 13 years. And in the very beginning, we had nothing. We didn't have the Inc. 500. We didn't have a video. It wasn't until Steve, several months into the business, did our first business presentation video. We had a website and we had the Power Zone, but we didn't have anything but hope. You know, what we had was public utility unconsciously purchased and habitually used, and a hope and a prayer and a wish that Ambit Energy was going to do what they said they were going to do. But then all of a sudden, we went out and we worked hard. We focused on the 2 things that we get paid to do. We gathered a few customers. We found some other people to do the same thing. And that process replicated and replicated and replicated. Because always with hope, there has to be belief. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in your company. You have to believe in your team. There has to be belief. So it's only when hope is married with belief, and what happens as a consultant is belief often comes when you get your first paycheck. And then you get your second paycheck, and your paycheck goes from $100 a week to $200 or $300 a week, or to $2,000 or $3,000 a week, or tens of thousands a week. And your residual check, though that takes a lot longer to build, goes from $10 and some change to hundreds of thousands of dollars in some instances. You see, action will take you out of doubt, but doubt will take you out of action. So when you're in that hope stage of you hope that it's going to work, and you don't mix in action, what happens is there never becomes belief. You know, Frank did a great job saying that it all starts with action, and it does start with action. And it was those of us that went out and took action. Frank was the first consultant in Ambit Energy, number 1. He went out and took action. He had a lot of hope, but he didn't have belief yet. Anybody that says the first day they joined the business, they were ingrained into belief, just doesn't understand the process. You take hope with action, you create belief, and what happens from belief is change occurs. And for all of us as consultants, the change that we're initially looking for is some sort of financial change. And so I want you to think back on your Ambit career in Ambit Energy, the traditional Ambit Energy before Vista's acquisition. Think about that. Think about what happened for you personally. Chris Atkinson had hope. He had hope that, you know, coming from his past, that it would give something for his future. It would be what he was looking for. It'd be the break that he wanted. And I'll never forget, he came with Eddie Roughton, EC Eddie Roughton, from Houston, Texas. They came up to Dallas. I did the business presentation for him in Ambit's conference room. And there were two gentlemen there that had a lot of hope. But they left and they took action. So they married hope and action, and then all of a sudden the belief came in. Why did the belief come in? Because they started to get checks. Ambit started to do what they said they were going to do. But this is what I know for an absolute fact. You can't change the past. You can't change what you had for breakfast this morning. You can't change how you came to your watch party or to Houston or to Hartford. You can't change anything in the past. The past is the past. Tim did a great job earlier on talking about living in the present. Being present, you have to live in the present. So what you control is the present. And from the present, you can work into the possibilities of what could happen for you and your family in the future. You know, there have been a lot of great companies, and I'll just use one because they're in Austin, Texas. Betsy and I used to live on the hill next to Michael Dell. Only difference between our hill and Michael's hill was there was one house on his hill and there were 800 houses on the hill we lived on. But think about Dell Computer. They started out desktop. How many of y'all have a desktop Dell computer? And then they went to laptops. And they were the king of the laptops. They took over HP. They took over Compaq. They went crazy. And then the desktop went by the wayside, and the tablet came along, and the iPhone, and so the phones and the tablets became the thing. And Dell missed that. So they re-engineered themselves. Times have changed. The hardware business was different. And now they're a massive multi-billion-dollar services company, worth more money as a company than they ever were worth when they were on the stock exchange. And so change happens. And God bless Jerry Thompson and God bless Chris Chambliss for making the decision that there was a better harbor for our company. And they went out into the marketplace and they found the best harbor was Vistra Energy. So now we have a lot of hope. You heard from Scott. You heard from Sydney. You heard from Jim. There's a lot of hope there. There's a lot of hope that these people that we don't know real well and are just getting to learn us, there's a lot of hope that what's going to happen is going to happen. What they say is going to happen is going to happen. And what I'm here to tell you is if you'll take hope, just like in the beginning, and you'll marry it to action, as sure as we're all sitting in this room in Houston, as sure as all you guys are sitting in the room in Hartford, and as sure as you're sitting in front of your computer at a watch party or in your home or in your office or wherever you are watching this, every single person that's watching this broadcast right now has hope. If you take hope that you heard today and you marry it to massive positive action, because all the positive thought in the world won't make any money. It's only massive positive action that'll make you money. What will happen is you'll get belief. You'll get belief because I know Vistra is going to do what they say they're going to do. Why? Because they need value for the shareholders. Scott told you they need customers. We need customers. Total alignment, total commitment, $475 million commitment. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. The question is are you going to do what you're thinking about doing? So you're going to leave here and be in the bucket of hope and pray and wish that this thing becomes something that you want it to be. Or you're going to leave here with a lot of hope, you're going to marry it to action, and what's going to happen is there's going to be belief. Because when you show up at Ambition 2020, and you pass up the opportunity that is going to occur between now and Ambition of 2020, you're going to be sick to your stomach if you pass it up. You have let down your family, you've let down your teammates. The cost is going to be dear because innovation is going to occur. Renovation is going to occur. Integration is going to occur. What's going to happen is this thing's literally going to get on the track and start going down. And at Ambition, it's going to be at the top of the hill. And as many people as you have on the downward trajectory as this thing goes downhill, and when the same thing happens with Vista Energy as happened with Jerry and Chris, it's going to happen again. Mark my words. Play back the tape. And what I'm going to tell you is it's going to happen bigger and better and stronger than we ever dreamed possible in the beginning. So if you have hope, mix it